Happy Wednesday. It is May 6, 2026. You're listening to the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez along with show producer Fred Cruz. Jason Caterina. He won't be very popular today. We got triple-digit heat, north of triple digits. And tomorrow, he might be a bit more popular. There's a chance of a thunder shower in the forecast as early as tomorrow. Tail end of a cool front, hopefully. Tomorrow and Friday, we're hoping the temperatures stay in the upper 80s. We'll talk with Jason Caterina from AccuWeather in about 3 minutes. Hope that you can join us. A multi-agency investigation has busted an organized gift card tampering ring that was based in Southeast Texas with connections all over the state. The Texas Financial Crimes Intelligence Center saying that more than 11,000 gift cards have been recovered by them. They have 3 individuals in custody. These individuals entered the U.S. with Taiwanese passports, and they're accused of stealing gift cards, writing down activation codes for the gift cards, and then returning those cards to the shelves. Once people bought the cards, once they were activated, they were able to drain the funds electronically. In Brownsville, investigators say that 3 individuals have been charged for allegedly trying to smuggle narcotics into county detention. Authorities say that the scheme involved the use of fake legal papers that contained synthetic drugs that were mailed to Cameron County Detention 1. The sheriff's office saying that an inmate directed the scheme. His wife prepared and sent the fake documents, and another inmate has been charged in this smuggling scheme. It's 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. The rising cost of meat at the grocery store is prompting a federal antitrust investigation.
The Department of Justice is starting an investigation into the beef industry. They're looking at whether the country's biggest meat processors have been driving up prices, reviewing more than 3 million documents for antitrust violations. Right now, prices are rising faster than inflation. Federal officials say they want ranchers, processors, and buyers to report possible price fixing and bid rigging.
That is reporter Marnie Hughes saying nationwide we are seeing the lowest level of cows necessary for the meat, lowest level since 1950s. It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. Dell Technologies saying that they want to dissolve up northeast and reassemble, reincorporate in Texas and Round Rock, Texas. And tax day was 3 weeks ago. Statistically, according to most reports, by now you likely already spend your tax return.
According to the IRS filing season statistics, the average IRS tax return this year was about $3,400. Experian says 37% of us use that refund for debt reduction. 22% put it in savings. And a surprising twist, only 8% use that money for fun stuff like vacations and dinners out. But that money didn't sit long. More than half of us spent it within 2 weeks. I'm Bree Tennis.
It's 7:09. It is AccuWeather time, and AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. But first, let me say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. Have you heard about Martin Farm and Ranch? Balanced mineral nutrition for your herd, HERD. That's over at Martin Farm and Ranch. Say hi to Dougie if you stop by. So Jason Caterina from AccuWeather is serving the heat, triple-digit plus heat for today. Record heat, you said a couple days back, right? We're going to be north of
yeah, near that. Depends. We could get there in McAllen today. Just hot.
Yeah. Any cloud
and humid too.
Look,
mostly cloudy, so that'll help to keep things down a little bit at least.
Well, I was going to say, with the cool front, that energy over the state, maybe just a little bit of cloud cover.
Yeah, the cloud, it should be mostly cloudy, so that'll help at least, take that beam from the sun down a little bit.
So in an earlier, little newscast for the FM stations, I mentioned that, weather will change and is expected to change in the next 24 hours. So do the play-by-play for us over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, cold front's going to come through, and looks like it's going to put down some pretty decent showers for us and some thunderstorms over the next couple of days.
All right.
Let's see. We've got upwards maybe a 1/4 inch tomorrow and 1/3 of an inch. Well, let's see. That's during the day tomorrow. So on the 7th, during the day tomorrow, like 1/4 inch. another third of an inch. So that's a little, that's almost 6/10 by the time the 8th rolls around, and then another quarter inch on the 8th. So we stand to pick up some pretty decent rain maybe here in the next couple of days.
That's a little more than you had mentioned yesterday, which is good. We're moving the prognostication in the right direction, get a little bit more moisture. Hopefully it becomes a reality. And as you said yesterday, because it's such a wide area.
Yeah.
Terms, right? There might be, I don't know, ranch land, or there might be like a pop-up nasty thunderstorm, right?
Yeah, there certainly could be more in spots. Again, that's more of a pinpoint forecast looking specifically at McAllen. So, yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely the opportunity for some heavier showers in spots that could drop, certainly much more than that.
Well, you know how we play around here for the travel forecast, especially Houston, Dallas, the connection flights. Might there be a delay? Nasty stuff? We know you'd be affected, but
shower this morning, thunderstorm this afternoon, and tonight for Houston, but just general thunderstorms, passing shower or two for Dallas, quiet.
Okay. And that is your AccuWeather forecast. Again, highs, triple digits plus. That's the forecast. We're hoping and praying we can keep the cloud cover. Maybe avoid some of that. But anyway, might be record-breaking heat today, a triple digit. And then the cool front doesn't cross till tomorrow, right? Sometime tomorrow.
Correct. Yeah. It's going to stay warm tonight too. So, it doesn't, it's going to move through like during the day tomorrow. So
yeah, it's warm already, man. It's like 80, 81 McAllen area. And Brownsville, even at the coast, Starbase and Brownsville at 79 right now. All right, pal. This is, we want to say and send out a big hug and a kiss to all the area nurses who have a very special heart taking care of human beings. It's National Nurses Day today.
Nice.
All right, pal. Call you next hour. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. And we're hoping and praying maybe we can get some of that rain around here. Lord knows we need it. It's also National Bike to School Day. Wasn't there like a national take your bike to school, which means like you put it in your truck and then drive it to school, right? This is National Bike to School. Actually, get on the bike and pedal to school. Would you be able to do it, Freddie, from where you are right now? Because you went to what, Edinburgh North? Where'd you go, Freddie? Oh, man. Yeah. The dinosaur age. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a National Bike to School Day. Would you be able to bike to work this day? By the time you get here all sweaty and nasty. Oh yeah. Well, that was crazy. Everywhere's over $4 a gallon this morning.
But then there's some that are still at $3.65. So if you're lucky enough to find one of those,
man,
some gas.
And of course the crazy headlines this morning. They're getting close to peace again. They're getting close to peace, and the barrel of oil plummeting. Like it's the craziest roller coaster ever, right? Coming up at 7:16, conversation I had yesterday. Jeremy Smith, he is the leader of the pack. He's the boss over at Mott's Building Materials. And Jeremy and the crew, they're supporting us in a special broadcast we're doing at the Harlingen State of the City that is scheduled for Thursday afternoon. Now, the reason I'm bringing Jeremy's conversation to the forefront is because, man, you talk about a store, you talk about a business that has their thumb on construction in the area, and everything from labor issues or lack thereof for some people suffering on the labor side, but also the orders coming in and the materials going out to build homes and businesses. Yeah, a surprising reverse of fortunes for now. We're hoping that things fire on all cylinders here pretty soon, but yeah, we're moving backward a bit. So he reviews some of that conversation with my friend Jeremy Smith from Mott's Building Materials. They would know what's going on in construction in the area. Time is 7:14 on Newstalk 710 KURV. Speaking of high gas prices, that is hurting the bottom line at many restaurants across the state.
$4 a gallon gasoline leads to consumers cutting back on things like going out to eat. Dr. Emily Williams-Knight with the Texas Restaurant Association says,
I feel like the restaurant is just getting squeezed. We know the consumer has really less money in their pocket. They're putting more out for things like gasoline. On the other side, the food product that these restaurants are ordering is also increasing because the cost of diesel is up over $5.
She says as a result, more restaurants are closing down. But what's interesting is there's no drop in the number of people applying for permits to open restaurants. Williams Knight says Dallas and Houston may get a bit of a benefit over the summer from the World Cup. Barbara Schwartz, News Talk 710 KURV.
Time 7:15 on the Valley's Morning News. Conversation with the leader at Mott's Building Materials, looking at different numbers, a little bit in the red right now. Like, what's going on? Where do people go? What happened to all the shoppers at the moment for the materials to build stuff? A little blip on the radar, we hope. That conversation next on 710 KURV.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Congratulations to the McAllen Chamber of Commerce. 5-star rated, according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Jorge Sanchez created the bid for the 5-star rating award. He joined us on KURV and explained what it means to our community.
I think it gives us validation, first of all, that we're doing a good work in our community, that we're bringing quality programs like 1 Million Cups, for example, that it's a national program, and the Chamber took it, put their own stamp on it, and now in McAllen, we're leading a national en español program for 1 Million Cups, for example. So to answer your question, it gives us credibility on our programming, on our leadership, and on our people, our community, because I think at the end of the day, we're showcasing that, yeah, we have great programming, we have great implementation of our programming, but we also have a great community that is taking advantage of these resources that its own chamber is putting out there.
Join the McAllen Chamber at McAllenChamber.com.
News, traffic, weather, sports.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
News Talk 710 KURV is your only radio station in the Valley. Escape in the evenings and on the weekends. Just go to the radio and let your mind go to the ballpark. It's Astros baseball here on 710 KURV, weeknights and weekends. So this is the rubber game this afternoon against the Dodgers. So no broadcast. It's be afternoon game. They have the day off tomorrow. And then the next broadcast should be Friday against the Reds. 5:10 broadcast Friday on 710 KURV, made possible by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. We celebrate our city of Harlingen. It's that time of the year again. It's the State of the City address, and we want to thank all the gang at City Hall in Harlingen for allowing us to join them at the Convention Center in Harlingen and shine a light on our city, all the things that are taking place, so the rapidly expanding economy and academic offerings from UTRGV, and just wonderful news taking place. We're firing on all cylinders right now. And I want to say a special thank you to Jeremy Smith from Mott's Building Materials, one of the major sponsors that has us at this event. Again, thank you, Jeremy, for being part of the program.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you definitely have the feel of the RGV construction economy, providing all the building materials for the industry. Most of the conversations that you and I have had this year are based on labor. Mm-hmm. And I know you've gone up to Washington, D.C. Lots of talk about a new Bracero program, potentially, maybe a special a branch visa for folks in the construction industry. We know what the crackdown has meant, anywhere between 5% to a little bit north of 10-ish% negative effect on it's a cash only, the folks that are working illegally in the country, it's cash only, but it is a portion of the workforce. So we've dealt with some workforce issues. At this moment, let's get an update on that, because I know you're keeping your thumb on that one. Washington, I don't know, is something going to happen up there? And what do you hear from on the front lines? Have folks that are in construction, residential, commercial, have they made the adjustment in their workforce and deliver in time whatever project they have?
As far as Washington and what they're doing specifically, I know there was some talk about the Braceros program 2.0 and others that could come out. I haven't heard of anything specific that's been legislated. We've definitely noticed a considerable change in ICE's approach to Valley labor on the construction sites. Most definitely, there's been a pullback in that enforcement. I would say, though, that some of the damage is baked in, meaning there's already labor pulled out. And I wouldn't say we're back to normal as far as the amount of personnel or the amount of available labor on the ground. I think it was the damage was already done, so to speak, and I think it takes time to recover from that. And I think there's still a sentiment of fear. I would say that's probably unfounded, but based on what was going on for the prior 6 months, prior to the recent 2 months, that's been, I would say, improved.
Well, it takes, once that turtle goes back inside the shell, it takes a while to convince him to
for sure
stick out his neck again. So yeah, hesitation on the part of some of these folks.
I do think there's other headwinds on the market right now, uncertainty that's just causing people to pull back a little bit from the speculative builder out there has seen some drop in their volume, and that translates into lower sales. So I have been a little surprised at the lack of volume to start the second quarter. First quarter was rolling along pretty nicely. But I do feel the jury's out right now on where we're at exactly in the market.
Jeremy Smith, Mott's Building Materials. You had mentioned April was a real surprise, a negative surprise. Like, how much of a pullback did you see? Was it? Are you talking about retail sales? You're talking about construction materials, the panels and planks and all that. That's what you're saying, pullback on.
Retail was probably the largest pullback. Normally, April would be a very, very strong retail month. Income tax returns are fully in place. So we normally see a step up from March to April. This year, it was a drop of about 7%. So it wasn't, out of the ordinary, but normally we'd have a 5 to 10% increase from March to April. So if you look at it from that standpoint, I'm thinking we were about 15% short from 1 month to the next from where we should be. We'll see. We did have some bad weather in April, starting with Easter that weekend, and the week after were rough. There was a lot of rain. That slows things down a lot. So May will determine where we're truly at. And I see a lot of signs of momentum, but I think it's like things aren't coming together the way I expected them so far in 26.
Yeah, 7% down, which is polar opposite to the 4-5% north upward trend on the other retail numbers that we see in the communities with other industry, with other service providers that we see in the area. And we talked about this a little bit off air. There is so much going on in South Texas. There's so much industry arriving, job creation, demand for housing. It's like, that once you turn on that engine and all cylinders are firing, it's like trying to crank the truck. No. Once it turns on, boom, you're going to hear that.
Oh,
so we're waiting for that to happen.
It is.
In South Texas and the nation, for that matter, because we have trillions of dollars that are committed and already being spent in this country when it comes to economic activity and expansion. But for the
I would have thought it was 8 months ago. I think we've had some speed bumps. Obviously, the labor issue slowed us down. Rising fuel prices and uncertainty caused by even things like the war can lead to people being a little less sure about themselves. But I think you're absolutely right. The underlying momentum and the underlying strength that we have in South Texas, Lower Valley in particular, is just it's staggering.
It's got to be fuel, don't you think? Like the price of diesel and deliveries.
I think that's in large part, even from I have manufacturers that are having to pass on fuel costs all of a sudden that weren't there before. They're having renegotiated fuel rates from trucking companies that had already agreed to a specific delivered price, and then a week later doubling their price.
Can you imagine a scenario where, let's say, I don't know, miraculously, they figure out how to open up the Strait of Hormuz?
It's a lot of oil that's going to hit all at once.
Right. And all the troubles will be irrelevant. And there'll be a little bit of...
There'll be a oil deflation.
Maybe that's why. And I've talked about this with one of our favorite economists who joins us from time to time on the oil market. I keep asking Tim Snyder from Matador Economics, Tim, why are all these people with capital sitting on the side? They should be like doing drill right now to make up. That's what they're hoping, that the bubble will burst And the whole deflation. Yeah, there'll be too much. There'll be glut. And how do we get our money back?
Tankers are going to go somewhere.
That's true. if we can only get them through without blowing up.
See. Well, I would imagine before the summer we'll see some substantially lower fuel prices. But we'll see.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Yeah, Jeremy Smith with Mott's Building Materials. Mid-Valley. Since our focus is on the state of the city, Harlingen, of course, San Benito, a solid operation for you. Harlingen as well. You'd mentioned Brownsville.
Yes, sir.
You're keeping an eye on Brownsville. Though, tell me about what you're thinking of when it comes to Brownsville.
Well, it's hard to ignore when you look at the economic momentum that Brownsville has. The key things, whether it's the existing LNG plants, SpaceX, that's been momentum for a long time, and now with the new refinery coming on, I don't think we know what $320 billion looks like here in South Texas. And I don't know over what period of time, but even if you were talking $10, $15 billion a year worth of investment in your area, I have to think the spin-off sales from that, the spin-off momentum in other markets, not whether you're selling those things directly, but just the momentum they create in new home needs. I cannot see the lower valley not having stars coming or aligning at some point in the near term.
No, believe me, if I could uproot the towers in Edinburgh and plant them in Brownsville, I would, just to dominate the signal down there for the news conversations.
For sure.
On this talk radio station. And now you've got this massive, it's called Israeli Desalination Engineers, IDE, and the RGV desal project north of the city of South Padre.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
$1 billion project. It's on
Crazy.
the way. And we got a second LNG. And I know Gilbert over at the Economic Development Office in Brownsville, he's got pokers in the fire that should probably bring, even if he gets half of them, that's like 10,000 more jobs that are on the way. Everybody's so bullish on that Navy, that little boat, IE boat, the AI boat that's going to be manufactured. Everybody's bullish on that. That's they're so convinced it's going to happen at the port. Anywhere between 10 and 20,000 more jobs, and that's demand for housing, that's demand for construction, that's demand for apartment buildings and all that. So at some point, it's like fuel just laying there, and someone's going to throw a spark, and boom. Explode. So you got to be in Brownsville. You have to be.
Even our infrastructure, even the road, even road work, even the North Loop, all of those things are going to add so much economic activity to our region. I think the sky's the limit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything else you want to share with me as far as the operations here nearby to hear the studio?
No, I mean, Brownsville, we are looking at we've been looking for a little while now. It has gotten relatively expensive. So I think I see maybe a little honey hole where we can pick up something fairly inexpensively and do something out there. But it's still tentative at this point. It's still in the early going.
All right. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
And believe me, we know what Brownsville, the port, they're driving the economy.
For sure.
You need to be seen. They need to see your brand.
But our Harlingen store has performed extremely well, even under pretty bad market conditions. I think it was still a great choice. And I got to say, Harlingen, its future and its growth with all that it has coming is right there in the hot spot as well.
We wish you continued success. Thank you for supporting the State of the City event and also our broadcast in Harlingen. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Jeremy Smith with Mott's Building Materials. Yeah, that's a program note for KURV. So that would be Thursday, the drive home Thursday, either the whole of it or half the enchilada, either at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. We've yet to determine that. But join us for that special broadcast, an ambassador broadcast from the State of the City. That's tomorrow here on 710 KURV. Check of news, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Some state lawmakers are getting an eye-opening and disappointing look at the state's juvenile justice system. Got some audio for you, Freddie. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Sorry, it's on my end. Let me cue up the right one. Here we go.
The job of rehabilitating young criminals is not easy, but since COVID, experts say they're seeing a different type of offender, kids committing more serious crimes, and they're suffering from more mental health issues.
I have a 65-year-old grandma that gets punched in the face and her glasses are broken because she wrote the youth up the day before for a small infraction.
Shonda Carter, who heads the juvenile justice system, calling on lawmakers to invest in what she called reentry services. That means getting kids vocational training so they can get a job after they're released. They also need more mental health services, she says.
Michael bored with that report. Fred's grabbing the chancla right now. That's what he's grabbing. Elon Musk is marking the end of his SEC lawsuit with a $1.5 million settlement.
The tech billionaire settled the lawsuit, which accused him of failing to properly disclose stock he was amassing in Twitter in violation of securities laws. According to an SEC legal filing, Musk consented to the settlement, quote, without admitting or denying the allegations, and it permanently restrains and enjoins his trust from violating the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. Musk is also facing a class action civil suit filed in California on behalf of Twitter shareholders. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Thank you much for waking up with News Talk 710 KURV. Thank you for joining us on the radio, 710 AM. Go find us on your smartphone. You and I do everything on the smartphone. The free app is called Radio Para Mí. Go get it and listen to 710 KURV at Radio Para Mí. Check of sports up next on your Astro station, 710 KURV. On the to-do list for you, yes, you've got, Lord knows how much stuff you have at work, things that need to be turned in and replied to and closed and things like that. And of course, you got the huercos, you got the kids. And we're coming up on graduation, end of year activities, testing, and lots of stuff in their own personal thing. But then you got your mom and dad on your mind. You went to sleep thanking God for them last night, for your family, for your blessings, but they were on your mind, things that you need for them. Make sure they got their medicines, they take the right medicines. All this, you are not alone. I tell you all this because you're part of that sandwich generation, just like me, taking care of kids. The Lord has called my parents home, but when they were here with me, Healthcare Unlimited was part of that team that helped me take care of my mom and dad and remove that stress monkey off my back, knowing that my mom and dad were going to be okay during the day because they'd be taking a shower, bath, grooming, get their hair taken care of, their nails, all those things. Make sure there was a meal prepared for them, a little bit of cleaning around the house. It's the day-to-day stuff. All these chores, just the basic grooming and hygiene. Man, is at some point in their life, they're so weak and fragile, it becomes almost an insurmountable task. You are not alone. You have Healthcare Unlimited. I had them when my mom and dad were here, and they were a blessing. These are godly people, great people. Call Healthcare Unlimited. They will help you take care of your mom and dad where they wish to be. They wish to be in their home. Healthcare Unlimited is at 956-994-9911.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with
Morning Sports Report, I'm Jet Nelson.
AccuWeather says highs today, triple digits. I was telling Freddie off air, man, it'd be so wonderful we could keep the cloud cover. Like right now, temperatures in the low 80s. If we could just keep it, the sun's probably going to burn through. So the forecast for today might be record-breaking heat. We're looking at triple digits, McAllen area, Mid-Valley as well. And lows tonight in like where we are, upper 70s. And then tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, the tail end of a cool front crosses the area and hopefully brings with it some shower activity, cloud cover, some showers in the region. Let's see who gets the rain tomorrow. And the highs tomorrow should be in the mid-upper 80s. Border Bridge wait times. Hour 15 minutes at B&M Bridge, hour 15 at Gateway, hour 15 at the Veterans Bridge, and 45 minutes at all three bridges for McAllen, Edinburgh Mission. Business news and a check of your money. That's next on 710 KURV. Speaking of business, whatever business you've been brainstorming over at your ranch, at your lease, got to move this, got to punch holes over here, got to build a fence over there, got to move this earth, whatever you need, whatever you're hoping to do, you need Kubota equipment. That beautiful orange, those compact tractors, all those zero-turn mowers from Kubota, and you'll find all this equipment and the attachments at Amigo Power Equipment Edinburgh, where JP and Jeff right now are celebrating Kubota Orange Days. Stop by, visit with JP and Jeff, and walk the campus, take a look at all the possibilities, everything that is in your head, and share that with JP and Jeff, because they might have recommendations. Oh, you need this, let's say this type of shredder. Go chop up this, clear this earth, this acreage, and then start moving on that project that you're thinking about. It's Kubota Orange Days. It's time to save money on the number one compact tractor in the nation. That would be Kubota, that you will find at Amigo Power. What I'm going to mention here, these savings and financing opportunities are available to you at Amigo Power till June 30th. At Amigo Power Equipment, on some of this Kubota equipment, you're looking at 0% financing if you qualify, or you could save up to $5,500 off select compact tractors from Kubota at Amigo Power Equipment Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
They said copies for a penny couldn't be done. We said, watch us. Total Imaging Solutions. We're flipping the script on printing.
500 points. That's your money now.
And a heads up from Ford Motor saying that customers can enjoy employee pricing on some vehicles between now and like early July. So go to their website to figure that out. I'm trying to avoid the weather forecast. Triple digit plus, that's the forecast for today. Nasty hot. Cool front on the way, though, for tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. The cool front crosses, brings with it chance of a thunder shower and some storms, maybe, around South Texas. And temperatures tomorrow and Friday, the forecast would be mid to upper 80s. Oh, I hope so. Thank you for joining us on Newstalk 710 KURV. Producer Freddie also will post 710 KURV YouTube Live, X Live, and the stupid one that I hate, Facebook Live, because they're just awful. As far as business, they're awful. Anyway, but it's a necessary evil. You want to do the rewind on the program, go check out some of the headlines. Yeah, go to X Live, YouTube, 710 KURV, and Facebook. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on 710 KURV. I absolutely love that Culligan water purification system that Deli and I have had for years. Culligan is awesome. People, you need to call them today and ask these people to come to your house or your business. Maybe you got a firm, an office. They can set up those water purification systems at your office as well. Only $35 a month. And do the math. I know you and I are trying to avoid making extra trips to H-E-Butt, making extra trips to Walmart, right? The price of gas, only what is necessary. Thank you. Let's just go to work, go to school, come on back. Make sure to get something on the way back. Avoid extra trips. So if you're still in that situation where you hear the kids going, Mom, we're out of water. I mean, we're out of water. Open up the tap. No, I don't like that. Well, everybody's done chiflados. Everybody's spoiled. We all want purified water, which in the case of the store, it's bottled water, plastic that has purified water in it, not so purified after time. So call Culligan, get real purified water, pure water, great tasting, healthy, truly healthy. None of this microplastic stuff and bottled water. No, senor. Call Culligan today. Only $35 a month without you having to burn all that gas. Don't go pick up bottles of water. Call 956-399-1780. Call Culligan.
When it comes to livestock fencing, the folks at Martin Farm and Ranch believe that if
Got to tell you, on behalf of producer Brent Cruz and yours truly, Sergio Sanchez, And Jason Caterina from AccuWeather, it is an honor that you join us on 710 AM radio. I hope that you discover us on the free app called Radio Para Mí and listen on your smartphone. We start the morning around 80 degrees. Yeah, it's hot. It's 79, 80 across the area. Triple-digit weather for today. Cool front of the way for tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow with some thunder showers in the area. Maybe we can keep temperatures in the upper 80s tomorrow. News on 710 KURV is a service of Edinburgh CISD. It's open enrollment at Edinburgh schools from pre-K3 to graduation. Discover exciting programs and caring teachers at Edinburgh CISD.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Could the war between the U.S. and Iran come to an end? More from Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House.
1 page, 14 points. That is what is being hashed out between the U.S. and Iran, according to a report just out in Axios. Something could come together in the next 48 hours, according to this report. That also says this is the closest the two sides have been to resolving their differences since the shooting started in February.
President Trump posting on Truth Social this morning, Iran does not agree. The bombing starts, and it will be, sadly, at a much higher level and intensity than it was before. But he did tap the pause button on the U.S. Navy guiding ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Wall Street futures surging this morning on the news of a potential deal, while oil prices are plunging. AAA say gas prices up 5 cents overnight. America's listening to Fox News.
13 minutes to the hour on the Valley's Morning News. The state of Texas rolling out new funding aimed at improving health care in rural communities of Texas.
Governor Abbott says the Texas Health and Human Services Commission will distribute $56 million in federal funding to rural hospitals. The focus is on prevention, wellness, and nutrition programs with the goal of tackling chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, respiratory illness, and obesity. State leaders say the funding can be used to expand screenings, offer after-hour care, and improve access to healthy food in rural areas. The effort is part of the state's Rural Texas Strong Plan, which is backed by federal support through the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Hospitals will need to apply through a competitive process with applications due June 4th.
And a look at the Kemp's Ridley sea turtles. Oh, they're so cute. Precious little turtles. Folks on the Texas coast that are monitoring the Kemp's Ridley sea turtle saying as far as the number of nests right now, they have seen the most nests now than ever before. They have over 200 nests, the majority on North Padre Island, but also there are some Kemp's Ridley sea turtle nests at Boca Chica and at South Padre. Thank you for waking up with Newstalk 710 KURV. This is the Valley's Morning News. Join us at X Live, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live as well, and at Radio Para Mí. Listen to the audio live, rewind it at Radio Para Mí, 710 KURV. The top experts in commercial roofing systems who are waiting for your call or your text message. That number that I give you is a number you can text. Tell these good folks at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, again, absolutely the top experts in commercial roofing systems. They would love to meet you and go inspect your commercial roofing system, your systems. Check all of them for free. I mean, what an amazing value. You got the top outfit in commercial roofing systems that as we enter another tropical season, the potential gully washers and the very heavy rain just pounding on that older building of yours. Tell me, do you know the condition of your roofing system at your buildings? Chances are the overwhelming majority of the answers would be no right now. You don't know what it is. You know the AC system. You know what the floors look like. You know what the parking lot and all the potholes look like. You have no idea what's going on with your commercial roofing system. We'll get it done. The top commercial roofer in this region, based on their credit, is based on experience and all the different projects. Just ask them to show you the amazing projects they're involved in. I mean, they're helping out SpaceX, Elon Musk, build all sorts of things over there as well as far as roofing systems. Just let them inspect your warehouses, your commercial strips for free. That way you know what's going on in your future. Cutting edge roof installation, repair, and maintenance technology. And hey, look at that. It's in the name. Advanced waterproofing solutions for free. They'll check your commercial roofing system. It's an amazing value. Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing at 956-655-6178.
Property taxes too high? For over 20 years.